This is not just milk. It's Dairy Gold milk. It's farm fresh and it's delicious.
This is Sun FM. It's 4 p.m.
Sun FM.
The news.
With the news, my name is Alan Mwale. The headlines. The Ministry of Defense has announced the cancellation of this year's Zambia Defense Force Day commemorations, which were scheduled for tomorrow, June 13th, 2025. Politicians, stakeholders, and residents continue to mourn the late 60th President Edgar Lungu, honoring his commitment to Zambia's progress. The Ministry of Agriculture has expressed its sincere gratitude to Kalimbila Trident Mine for its invaluable support in facilitating an exposure visit for local farmers to Lusaka. And in sports, coach Nora Haupley has reaffirmed her ambition to lead Zambia's Copper Queens to their first ever Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON title. We have the news in detail shortly.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
And now the news in detail. The Ministry of Defense has announced the cancellation of this year's Zambia Defense Force Day commemorations, which were scheduled for tomorrow, June 13th, 2025. Minister of Defense Ambrose Luigi Lufuma, MP, disclosed in a national address today that the cancellation comes in honor of the late 60th President and former Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Force, Dr. Edgar Lungu, whose passing has plunged the nation into mourning. Defense Force Day marks the historic unification of the Zambia Army, Zambia Air Force, and Zambia National Service into the Zambia National Defense Force under a single command, a transformation instituted in 1976 by Zambia's founding president, Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda. Major General Kingsley Chinkuli was appointed the first indigenous Zambian to lead the unified command, ushering in a new era of military professionalism and national service. This year's theme, promoting peace, unity, and health through sports among Defense Force personnel, will remain a guiding principle despite the lack of formal activities. Minister Lufuma stressed that sports remain a vital part of military life, fostering discipline, physical fitness, teamwork, and unity, all essential attributes for national defense readiness. Mr. Lufuma also highlighted the Defense Force's broader contributions beyond security, such as supporting disaster relief operations, engaging in agricultural ventures to promote food security, and participating in infrastructure projects like road and bridge construction. Internationally, Zambia has cemented its role as a reliable partner in United Nations peacekeeping missions in countries such as the Central African Republic, Sierra Leone, Mozambique, Rwanda, Angola, Lesotho, and Sudan. The minister had since called on members of the Defense Force to remain loyal, professional, and non-partisan, upholding the values and discipline that have shaped the institution over the past 49 years. Tomorrow's observance, though without the usual parades and displays, serves as a solemn reminder of the Defense Force's enduring role in safeguarding Zambia's peace and prosperity, and of the leadership of those like that of late Dr. Lungu, who shaped its path. Politicians, stakeholders, and residents continue to mourn the late 60th President Edgar Lungu, honoring his commitment to Zambia's progress. Zambia National Marketeers Credit Association's Anamaka President, Mupila Kamea, described Mr. Lungu as a dedicated leader who championed initiatives aimed at uplifting the livelihoods of Zambians, particularly in the informal sector, where countless households rely on small-scale enterprises for their sustenance. Reflecting on Mr. Lungu's tenure, Mr. Kamea emphasized that his efforts to promote economic growth and social cohesion resonate deeply with citizens. He urged that Mr. Lungu's legacy be honored through a continued commitment to building a stronger and more inclusive economy. Mr. Kamea called on citizens to rise above political affiliations and societal divisions, embracing the ideals of love, respect, and compassion that bind the nation.
And this really has hit us, I think, as marketeers, as people in the informal sector, because he was a man that probably people could have been going there for consultation. You know, he had that experience. He's been a president before, and he was a man that could have been, you know, consoling the nation, consoling, you know, people in certain times when things are hard. I mean, and so it's something that really has hit us as marketeers and the country at large. And this is the time we believe that the country must now begin to unite politically, economically, and socially.
The Ministry of Agriculture has expressed its sincere gratitude to Kalumbila Trident Mine for its invaluable support in facilitating an exposure visit for local farmers to Lusaka. Acting Kalumbila District Agricultural Coordinator Paul Mwanza says the visit is aimed to equip farmers with knowledge and skills in chili production from successful chili farmers in Lusaka. Speaking in an interview with NAIS, the acting DACO says the initiative is a testament to the mine's commitment to contribute to the development of the agricultural sector in the country. Meanwhile, Kalumbila Trident Foundation Crops Supervisor Peter Ngandu says the mine's support for the exposure visit is part of its broader commitment to supporting agriculture sustainable development in the local communities in its catchment area. Mr. Ngandu said the mine has partnered with Hematon Agro Services to promote economic development, improve livelihoods, and support initiatives that benefit the broader community.
Chili is one of the cash crops that holds immense potential. However, despite its potential, chili production is often not given much attention. That is why these 16 farmers, drawn from Kalumbila district of Northwestern Province, are in Chongo district to enhance their knowledge of chili production. The educational tour being sponsored by Trident Foundation has delighted government and the beneficiaries.
In as much as they are engaged into crops for livelihood or food security, there's also a component of farmers generating income and making money out of the farming, because remember, farming is a business. And also, in addition to this, this is one crop also that taking into account the issues of climate change and the adverse effects that come with it. And with the with the activity that they're engaged in, they are also able to actually mitigate the impact that climate change might come through.
My appeal to my fellow farmers, more especially those in Kalumbila, what we have learned and the mechanism that we have seen, I think the only thing I can say is that let's do much on chili. I know it's a good cash crop. If we do it on a larger scale, there is good yield and there is good profit.
Trident Foundation shares its vision beyond food security for the farmer.
Trident Foundation is not only looking at food security as such, but our big picture is beyond that. We want to support our local farmers, our local families, to also look into cash crops, which can be a source of income just to improve their livelihoods and their income.
Meanwhile, the hosting company echoes the farmers' need to be financially secure.
We are very happy as a company today as we host Trident Foundation that have sponsored 16 farmers that were chosen as leads to represent a number of various communities in Kalumbila to come and witness what the farmers in Lusaka are doing in terms of how they are growing chili. We are trying to promote an increase on a farmer's income at household level so that they can understand the dynamics between being food secure and being financially secure and stable as farmers.
Betha Pata reporting for Nais in Chongwe, Lusaka Province.
Mental health specialist Helings Goma has expressed concern over the increasing cases of alcohol and substance abuse in Chililabombwe, warning that the abuse is becoming a serious public health challenge. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Konkola Radio News, Mr. Goma revealed that alcohol-related disorders are now a daily occurrence, with most cases involving men. He identified Kakoso B and PP Zambia as hotspots for substance abuse, stressing the urgent need for regulation and intervention in these areas. Mr. Goma has since called on local authorities to take action by introducing time-based restrictions and increasing monitoring efforts to curb early morning drinking and related disorders.
In our town, Shilaomwe, you find that as late as 6 hours, people are drunk. If you go areas like Kakoso B, PP Zambia, these are common hotspots where you can find people as late as 8 hours. They are already drunk. If you look at their behavior, there are people who can do anything because they are productive hours. They are using them for alcohol abuse. So this is a great challenge. We are calling upon a local authority to make sure these areas are regulated in terms of time.
He emphasized the importance of a community-wide approach to tackle the root causes of substance abuse, advocating for awareness campaigns, counseling services, and support programs to help affected individuals. We take a break and return with sports.
Shake and sip down in your soul. What you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Shake and sip. Get up and show me how to shake and sip. Get up off your feet.
Shake things up with Shake and Sip Fruity Milk.
Shake and sip. Go, go, go. Every moment you be in the zone. Shake it up, shake it, sip. It's the way to
Shake
go.
and Sip, when fresh meets fruity.
Coach Nora Hauptley has reaffirmed her ambition to lead Zambia's Copper Queens to their first ever Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON title. In an interview with CAF Online, Hauptley revealed that the players' passion and determination to lift the trophy inspired her decision to take on the head coach role. Set to guide the team at the rescheduled 2024 WAFCON next month, Hauptley acknowledged the high expectations from Zambia's football-loving public, especially after the squad's bronze medal finishes in their previous editions. Assessing Group A opponents, she described Senegal as a physically dominant side with technically gifted players. Competing in France, she noted that DR Congo, home to reigning CAF Women's Champions League winners TP Mazembe, will rely heavily on experienced players hungry for continental glory. Morocco, she added, is a disciplined, possession-oriented squad aiming to build on their silver medal performance from the last tournament. The tournament, scheduled for July 5th to the 6th, 2025, will mark Hauptley's WAFCON debut as head coach. With 5 tournament appearances, 2 Olympic outings, and 1 Women's World Cup under their belt, she believes that the Copper Queens are now ready to claim the continental crown. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the news. Do stay tuned for views on the news that's coming up next. My name is Alan Mwale. Good day.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM.
Imagine having nature's secrets to health and vitality in a bottle. Introducing Lifeway Shot Health Drink. Ginger for digestion. Beetroot for stamina. Aloe vera for skin. Tamarind for metabolism. Baobab for immune support. Lifeway Shot. Embrace wellness naturally.
Oh, what a bad day. When everything is bright and golden. The sun is shining in the mighty morning. Without my family in that moment, that day would have been a bad day.
Yeah, everyone's bad day is my bad day. But guess what? When my banja comes together, there are no bad days.
When you are there, you bring the shine. Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
Alan Mwale there with the Community News Bulletin. This is Views on News, and I'm Evans Malasham. Remember to participate. You will be calling us on 0955 855 953. That is the number you are calling on. We'll take a look at the stories that made headlines. The Ministry of Defense has announced the cancellation of this year's Zambia Defense Force Day commemoration, which were scheduled for tomorrow, June 13th, 2025. Politicians, stakeholders, and residents continue to mourn the late 60th President Edgar Lungu, honoring his commitment to Zambia's progress. The Ministry of Agriculture has expressed its sincere gratitude to Kalumbila Trident Mine for its inevitable support in facilitating an exposure visit for local farmers to Lusaka. Mental health specialist Helen Goma has expressed concern over the increasing cases of alcohol and substance abuse in Chididabombo district, warning that the issue is becoming a serious public health challenge. Coach Nora Naktel has reaffirmed her ambition to lead Zambia's Copper Queens to their first ever Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON title. 0955 855 953. Through the Sun FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, bro. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
This is Cesar Karishamaku calling you from Mpongwe.
Please do go ahead.
Yeah, let me pick up for the postponed for tomorrow's event. That's much better. You know, we are mourning the Command-in-Chief. I salute the government for what they have done. Let us mourn our big man in dignity, and if they have postponed, that's okay. But the last one, we are all mourning also the farmers. Cesar Kaishamakuku is a farmer. I'm also mourning for what he did for us farmers. Edgar Lungu was a people for everyone, and then me, who worked with him in the midst of fisheries. You remember there was the aquaculture, who benefited from aquaculture. I'm mourning the big man under that event which he did. Thank you very much. God bless you this afternoon. Thanks.
Thank you. I guess he's a resident. 0955 855 953. That is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. It is a Thursday edition of Views on News. That is 0955 855 953. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Mr. Manasati, bwanji wa Rusako.
Ise tiri chape bwino kaya bari bwanji uko ku Friendly City.
Voice of Prime Minister Oscar Chese, tiri wino ku Friendly City kuno.
Hawe, mkwai bakonka nyepu.
Twatotera iyo yabama yabakanisha abakashana ababura yo baranda isi. Ito trefa ku kusana koto alimona kunu mokuwa bena babura bati special man no mbakapueta twa inyabwino bwino. So ito trefa romba abama yo ifo kusendel komdio ko trekari. Bantu hii statement batwera ya pere na barumendero bare ya ku South Africa ku badi kudawati baba nyankula basiro kuina kuna mwimo babwera. So that reform I wake sana statement waranda ifo reform mali zao tima kama ko kuimyaka then to atata ku teko pa respondi kusefe kwa bashirikali emstrera ndakwena to atotera sana ndikore tena bambo kupekanya kusaka msungu so tuombere pamo turoze chepamo ngecharo ukwabulo kusonta na minwe nechirishonse na atotera kentura makabere katwaye pamo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling us on this particular afternoon. That is 0955-855-953. Through the Sun FM, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Very, very fine. The voice of the voices, Mr. Shepherd from Ndora.
Please do go ahead.
Thank you. I'll pick on where they were complaining over the abuse of drugs and alcohol by the young youth. It's quite saddening. It's not only here in the Copper Belt, everywhere. The abuse of alcohol, drugs by the young ones is quite worrying in our country. And, it has made the young ones not to be productive. Because as early as 0506, how do you expect that person to be productive? Moreover, it is also affecting the health part. So to me, I think I totally condemn that, and the young ones need to be sensitized by the government, the community, the church, to help them so that they know the value of their lives and the preparation of their future. Otherwise, if we neglect it the way it is, then we have no future leaders in our country. I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. It is 0955-855-953. This is the Thursday edition of Views on News. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon. Mukwai konkanye. We lost him there. Please do call us back if you can. That is 0955-855-953. That is the number you're calling on. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon. Calls seem to be dropping. I'm not too sure why, what the reason could be. But 0955-855-953. That is 0955-955. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, how are you, sir?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. Great program. They are listening. Hello?
Yes, please.
Yeah, great program. We are listening. We just want to thank the Copper Queens coach for that confidence. We hope a greater future for the girls, and you are looking forward for them to lift up the Africa Cup.
All right. Thank you.
We just wish them all the best.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, cheers. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. That is the Thursday edition of Views on News. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Kwaiba Ivan Simwabomba Shani.
If it's over for we no got to
Awabomba ni Wiri and Nabakamba Parvina.
Mogoiba Concanyepo.
Chingora. Mkwai. Fokutako. Tacharo, our politician, our Ibn Mukuroshe. Esefyo telefo yokweba kituro sitapa munde mfo yabakamba kai muperinge mfo yali yaba abali bakateka basonderi ya charo cha Zambia. Esefyo telefo yokufa confusion konkanishwapo iba politician bali abashayishiba umutembe wa charo reka birokweba kituro sho mutende bashike mutende beno kurondera kwa abana abashere abena mwabo ndi kwashabo kweba kinashena shika kwata confusion application sefishere kwesi abafyashi bakakari mu mutende bakarosho mutende bonke nibapa kwa konga nipo kwikara mu sonde mutende so twatotera kintu sofa ibimbire mu kurosha abafyashi mukwai icyo taprefa gusonda nenine yosho mutende pakwe bati tukashike mutende so ba politician ngo bari fo mutende ukushiko mutende afyashi tentu konga nipo kurosho mutende na ngo afi politician ngo kushiko mutende afyashi utaruke muri icyo kintu pakwa kitendere cyapa.
Tell him. 0955-855-953. That is 0955-855-953. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Mr. Malasha, good afternoon.
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Darrington from Lonsha.
Please do go ahead.
I do the work in Chiabombe. I think for me, in the territory, I should blame. And then I blame my own thing. It's not unusual. So, if we didn't have this couple, let the men in Parliament. This is one thing I can have 18 hours up to 2 hours. So that the day, even the day, they are from 6 to 8 to 17. Bonza abantu ofibali omuntu kashirima ichungulo olwa mukachimpa na kuchimpa no chaka so kontra busobe amaba nenge brema mayintu so please can go ndaba ndate silo amaba akubozana bakwanjishanya abantu bese na nabona mina wetu akwanja ichungulo bese ramu pana mutiri awajampa ngisho abashiki na bisho abantu bariko abashitawomba that's a problem wetu akwanja that's my take.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. That is 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. I do have, I think, space for 2 more calls. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay.
Who's on the line and where are you calling us from?
This is Wada Eric from Fatima area.
Please do go ahead.
Yes, but we know the Pakukanse Abasodia. Kaidi Abafrida Banimparume, Yadi Nimparume, so to a total Asana Pakichini. Thank you.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. That is 0955-855-953. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Evan.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you so much.
Please do go ahead.
Yeah, substance and alcohol abuse in Chilabombwe. Lots of big worry, but I'm glad the so-called mental health specialists emphasized on the need to look at the root causes. Why are most of the men being engaged in those illicit activities? Yes, closure of bars or opening area of bars can be a contributing factor, but we need to go beyond that. That's like Darlington said. We also need to find ways to keep our young people busy. Even at personal level, one individual must, find something to do. But overall, as a country, we need to find solutions to a lot of young people, they can't with nothing to do. Believe me, if we open the bars at 22, we just still rise to share bins, people still find their way to alcohol abuse and stuff. So, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So I believe that even before I get to that, let's try and find our youth what to do. To report for the Copper Queen, well, we don't want too much talk this time around. Like too much sense of say, even what I was talking too much. You know, the Copper Queens have made the name. So every team will be coming out for them, will be coming out very prepared for the Copper Queens. So they should just work hard and remain focused. Otherwise, this time around, I think they can go very far beyond what they did last time. Thank you so much, Mr. Malasha.
Thank you. And of course, Mr. Benny there happens to be our last caller for today's edition of Views on News. But do stay listening and watching. We still have more conversations on the drive. Good afternoon.
Patira abwera ndani bigiriko ndiye njani iwe wamena na sota ngombe na bai leka chibwere okay big Nico we are very very idiots big Nico tele big Nico ali kunuma ababada big Nico
I am not Big Nico.
Huh?
Big Nico is my boss.
Wabikabu studying umwene wa film tarachana